And then the last lesson, again, tough lesson for a lot of people, it's patience. Because everything comes to you at the perfect time. Not
Hello, Empower Nation. Welcome back to Empower Her Money podcast. I'm your host, Angela Duncan, and we talk all things money and business. Today's episode, I get to interview June Edwards. She's a best-selling author, and we're going to talk about her book. We're going to talk about increasing your prices and what that will do to your business, talk about the energy behind money, and so much more. And don't forget, today's episode is sponsored by morewithangela.com, bringing wealthy strategies to you, helping clients earn double-digit passive income returns. Don't forget to schedule your call directly with me, Angela Duncan, at morewithangela.com. Let me help you on your passive income journey and teach you how to keep more, make more, and live more. Hi, June. Welcome to Empower Her Money podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk more about what you are doing today. But first, June, let's go ahead and start talk about your journey and how you got to where you're at today.
It was an interesting journey. Grew up in business. My dad was one of the first Mr. Donut shops in the entire country and ended up being the #1 lottery dealer. So I was trained in business young. He wasn't very good at it, though. He was just lucky. So I've been in business basically my entire life on my own and learned my lessons the hard way as far as business goes because I wasn't always listening to my soul. And when I learned how to do that, life got a lot better, a lot easier, and money came to me a lot faster.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, I know you're doing some great things today, and we'll kind of go over some of those. One of the things that you have done is you are a best-selling author, and you wrote this book. Can you talk about why you decided that you needed to write a book, and what is the book about?
So I'm a medium, also a business consultant, do a lot of different things. Wear a lot of hats. And about 10 years ago, I was having a lot of difficulty in my own business, going through a divorce as well. And I went to have some energy work done, which is called Reiki. And she recommended that I meditate, which, like everyone says, I can't do that. I can't get out of my head. First time that I did it, it was like they kicked the door into the other side and all my abilities opened up again. So like everybody else, you start doing card readings and everybody wanted to know about relationships. So then I heard that I needed to create a relationship program. And I'm like, okay. And basically guided from the other side, listening to my soul, put it together in a very short period of time. And I teach people how energy works, how to get in touch with their soul, and how to change their entire life around because we are magnets and how to attract all that good stuff into your life. So as a result of the program and putting hundreds of people through it, I realized we all are learning the same 5 lessons. And I ended up writing the book, All's Fair in Love and Karma, which talks about the 5 lessons that our souls need to learn.
Great. Can we dive a little bit deeper into what those 5 lessons are?
Sure. The first one is self-worth. And that's the big one, and one that a lot of people have difficulty with. And it's not value, because value is what other people place upon you. Self-worth is the understanding that you are so important that you're the only one of you in this entire universe. Even if you're a twin, you like different things, you want different things, and you have different fingerprints. So you're it. You're the only one. And no, God doesn't make mistakes, right? So you're here for a reason. You're here for a purpose. And no one has power over you to, to make you do anything, right? I can't make you love me. I can't make you hate me. No one has that power but you. So being happy is an inside job as well. You have to make yourself happy before you can do anything else. And it's not selfish and it's not narcissistic to put yourself first. It's where everything else comes from. If you cannot take care of yourself, you're just not going to be here for anybody else, right?
Right.
Then you have trust and communication. And you have to trust, first of all, that there is a higher power. Somebody put you here. You didn't just suddenly appear. You also have to trust that you have a life plan. You planned this life before you came here. So why? Why are things happening in your life? Why do you keep repeating the same things? How come you can't keep money in your pocket? What's up with all of that, right? And you have to be able to communicate your wants and your needs to the people in your life, whether or not that's your employees, your coworkers, your family, your friends, your lover, it doesn't matter. You've got to be able to communicate. And then sex obviously is just another form of communication. If you can't communicate and trust outside the bedroom, you can't do it inside the bedroom, right? Then you have unconditional love. Unconditional love is it's not like staying in this bad relationship because, oh, he only beats me on Sundays. It's okay. I'm supposed to practice unconditional love. That's not what that is. That brings back in the lesson of self-worth. You don't belong there. Unconditional love is saying, listen, I really want the best for you. We had a great run, but it's not working. It's time to go our separate ways. And really meaning that you want the best for the other person. It's not down the road bashing them to everybody. It's wanting the best. Suppose you had a child that you loved dearly and something happened. They murdered a neighbor in a fit of rage and went to prison for the rest of their life. You don't like what your child did, but hopefully you still unconditionally love your child. Then you have money and balance. Everything in the universe has to stay in balance. This is why you have day and night. You have heaven and hell, left and right. Everything's got to stay in balance. And everything has to be an equal exchange as well of energy. Money is energy. That's why it's called currency. And it's what we use in this 3D world here to show whether or not your life is in balance. If you're working 80 hours a week, guess what? You have no time for your friends, your family, your own hobbies. Your life is out of balance. And then if you're just hoarding your money because you want to save it, you're not spending it, then here we go with self-worth again. You don't have enough self-worth to spend the fruits of your labor on yourself. You don't walk into a grocery store and plop down $1 million for a bunch of bananas yet, right? Not yet. It has to be an equal exchange of energy. This is where the value would come in, okay? What is the value of something? Who determines that? The person that has the money, the energy, right, determines the value of what it is they're exchanging for that equal exchange. When I first started my program, I gave it away to some military people for free. Do you know none of them did the program?
Hmm.
Not a one.
Yeah.
Because to them, it had no value. It has to be an equal energy exchange.
Yeah.
And then the last lesson, again, tough lesson for a lot of people, it's patience. Because everything comes to you at the perfect time, not necessarily your time, the perfect time. How ridiculous would it be if every little 5-year-old girl that wanted to get married and have children, the stork starts delivering them, right? We live in a world right now of instant gratification. Everybody wants everything right now. And it doesn't work that way. The way the universe works, you do the work, you get the reward. It's a guarantee. They want you to succeed. They want you to live a life of abundance. Do the work, have patience, get the reward.
Gotcha. We went really deep into that. I want to touch on the self-worth or the worthiness and the unconditional love because I think that we could have or we should have unconditional love for ourself first. And when sometimes you don't have that, then that's where maybe the I'm not feeling worthy will come from, which really does affect our business, especially as women business owners.
All the lessons are tied into everything, and everything is relationship. You're in relationship with your employees, with your coworkers, with your customers. You're in relationship with everybody. So again, all the lessons keep reinforcing each other, and it doesn't matter what segment of your life, everything overflows into the next one, doesn't it? If you're working too much at work and you're out of balance, it's going to overflow into your home life. If you're miserable at your home life, it's going to overflow into your business, isn't it?
Yeah. And one of the points you talked about is patience. This is one I struggle with. I always want things to happen the way that I want them to happen in the manner in which and the time in which. And I find myself getting frustrated in this area of my life because I am still learning to have that patience. So, what do you recommend for some tips that perhaps someone like me that is still struggling in that area of my life, what can I do to help improve?
It really gets back to the trust, doesn't it? Because you have to trust that there is a plan and things are coming to you when they're supposed to. If they came too early, maybe you wouldn't appreciate it. You know, you
Mm.
start your business and suddenly you make $1 million and it's like, oh man, I'm going to be so wealthy in this business. And you go out and you buy a house and you go buy a Porsche, right? And you're, buy all this jewelry. And guess what? Now you hit the slow season and now you get 9 months and no money coming in. Then what?
Yeah.
It all happens the way it's supposed to. Slow and steady. Remember the turtle and the hare, right?
Yes, I'm still learning that lesson. And we talked about worthiness. One of the points that you talk about in the book too is like charging more. This is a big thing that I teach my clients, and I, as a female too, I struggle with it in myself, to being able to charge more for my services, for my speaking, things like that. But I love the way that you talk about this. So explain your train of thoughts around the 10% price increase
So
for
a
your
lot of
service.
it gets into self-worth, right? A lot of people, especially in like the spiritual businesses, they don't charge any, they're charging $25 for a reading. What kind of a reading am I going to get for 25 bucks? I'm not going there, right? Equal exchange of energy. Now, if somebody's charging $200 for reading, they must be really good. I'm probably going to get some really good information out of that, right? So I'm going to invest in myself, self-worth, to go have that reading done for $200 and get what I really need, right?
Mhm.
So, everyone is afraid, again, living in fear in their head instead of trusting their soul to raise prices on anything. They forget it's energy. It's an equal exchange. Don't you value what it is you're selling? Don't you trust yourself enough to know that there is value in what you have? And realistically, it doesn't matter if you're selling a widget or if you're selling a wedding cake, okay? You have your costs that are involved, and that's what starts your pricing, right? And then you have to stack everything else up in there. And what's the value? The value is what someone's willing to pay for it. That's the reality. And if you've already set your price, let's say your widget's at $100, your wedding cake's at $1,000, right? Well, there's cost of living increases every year, aren't there? This
Mhm.
is how we live.
Mm.
So that's expected for you to raise your prices. And if you raise your price by 10% and you lose 10% of your customers, have you lost anything? No. You're still exactly where you were before, but you're not working as hard, are you?
Mm.
Right? And if
Yeah,
you're giving good service and you're selling a good product, guess what? The 10% that fell off are probably going to end up coming back anyways.
yeah. So kind of releasing that fear of losing clients when you think about your self-worth and what you and your business or your services or your widgets are worth, and making
Exactly.
sure that it's in alignment with who you are as well.
Absolutely. It's all about the energy, that energetic thread. You're going to bring in, if you don't connect with your customers, you're not going to bring them in anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
We get
And
back down to communication, right? Advertising, got to get the word out, things like that. It's all about the energy you're putting out, and that's what it's bringing back in.
gotcha. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. And when I think about that too, one of the points that you bring up is about paying yourself. A lot of times we see business owners, they get so wrapped up in paying their bills, paying their employees, but they don't leave anything at the end of the day for themselves.
Well, think about it. You got a pie, right? You cut your pie into 8 pieces. You got maybe 6 or 7 people coming for company, right? Guess what? Before you took your piece of pie, this guy had two, that guy had three. There's none left. You
Mm.
don't get one. It's that simple. And this is how the pile of money works with your business. If you don't pay yourself first, you suddenly think there's more money there than there really is. And maybe you're going to spend it on more inventory. Maybe you're going to spend it on overpaying next month's bills in advance. And guess what? Forgot to pay me. I got more money. I can't pay my mortgage. Oh, gee, I guess we're going to close. You always pay yourself first, and whatever the residual is, then you go from there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that concept 100%. When I teach budgeting, it should be part of your budget. It's a line item, it's an expense, because you wouldn't want your employees, they wouldn't work for free. So why are you
Exactly.
not
Why are you?
paying yourself? Yeah, absolutely. So you have a program, a relationship mastery program. Talk about what you help your clients do through that program.
So one of the first things I teach people do is how to get in touch with their soul. So we are an energetic being. We are the soul that's inside. We're not the suit that sits here. And it's that little birdie in the back of your head that's saying, don't do that. or do that you're not always listening to. And when you learn how to listen to your soul, the answers are there 100% of the time. While you're in this 3D body, we've got a brain in our head, most of us. Some of them work better than others, but we all have one. And they're nothing more than a massive computer. They help you process all the information that comes in every day. But your brain has a very specific job. Your brain's job is to protect you. How does it do that? It does it by creating fear. So most people are sitting there making their decisions based on fear. Oh, gee, should I expand my business? Oh, gee, should I hire more employees? Oh, gee, should I raise my prices? And the more you do that, the more you drive yourself crazy. It's literally a 50-50 crapshoot. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. When you
Mhm.
learn how to listen to your soul, every decision you make, you don't question it. You just do it. And it is the right decision 100% of the time. And
Mm.
believe it or not, everybody on the other side that you can't see is always working for your highest and best. They want you to have abundance. You're meant to live an abundant life. And if you just keep bucking the system that was set up before you got here, you're just making your own life more difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, agree with that too. There's, a lot of information that you're sharing today that I am very similar in teaching because I do believe that if you don't open your mind up to receiving that abundance, then you're going to be your own roadblock and not
Exactly.
allowing for that to happen.
And then I teach them how energy works. No one understands energy. Why? Because they can't see it. You can't
Mhm.
see the air you're breathing and it's there. You can't see the microwaves that just cooked your lunch and they were there. So believe me, the energy is there. And everyone has walked into a room and let's read the room, right? Is everybody sitting there crying? Oh, it's a funeral. It's low energy. Or is everyone having a great, fantastic time? It's a big party. That's high energy. This is the difference. And when you start understanding how to feel that energy, you can start to change your energy. Because the higher the vibration, the more you bring into your life. This is what the law of attraction is all about. But
Mhm.
again, because everything in the universe has to stay in balance, if you can't balance your energy out for every high, there's a crash. You'll crash and lose it.
Yeah, and we don't want those crashes. We want
No,
to
we
be
do
able to
not.
continue to move forward in abundance.
Exactly. It's like Christmas every day when you balance your energy. Everything you want, you put out to the universe, and trust me, they deliver it.
Yeah, and when you're in a good place and you're in abundance and feeling that positivity, you're more likely to share it and people are curious, they want to know what you're doing.
Well, you attract other people that are on that same frequency. That's just
Mhm.
like a radio station. You can't get the station unless you're on the right frequency, right? The
Right.
people in your life, it's the exact same thing. And if you've got low vibrational people that are hanging around you, they drop off and higher vibrational people come in. Same thing with employees. You start raising the vibration of the atmosphere, you start bringing in employees with that high vibration. Guess what? Happy people are more productive.
I agree with that. As an employer, you definitely want to create that atmosphere within your workplace because you're right. Happy people are more productive.
Absolutely. Yep.
So, June, what's next for you in this journey? Where do you see yourself going?
I'm doing a retreat right now. It will be next March, and I'll be doing some workshops on it. It's a cruise out of Cape Canaveral, so that'll be on my website. And then just speaking engagements, I've been doing a lot of those. I'm crazy busy with private sessions. You can schedule me and book me online. I'm just crazy with that. So wherever the universe places me and takes me, I'm always along for the ride.
Yeah, and I think more people are starting to do more of the destination masterminds because we do need to get out of our current environment sometimes to allow that creativity to flow. So a cruise, I live in South Florida, so I know cruises are very popular here, but getting together with a great group of good people that are wanting to grow and expand their mind and their business and getting together and taking you outside of your current environment to allow for that creativity to flow.
Exactly. It's very difficult to be able to put yourself in that learning position when you're focusing on the problems at hand. That's the
Mhm.
reality of life.
Yeah, awesome. So I have a fun question for you.
Mhm.
If you could have a superpower, what would it be and why?
Already have my superpower. I can read people's minds.
Mhm. Then for the audience that may not know what is a medium, do you want to go ahead and get into detail
Sure.
for that?
So everyone has psychic abilities and everyone has mediumship abilities. The psychic ability, thoughts are things. Where your thoughts go, your energy flows, and that's picked up by other people with their energy. It's that, knowing that you shouldn't be doing something or you should do something. That's your psychic ability. Mediumship ability, mediumship is literally, I'm the medium. I'm the middle person. Okay. I talk to dead people. So I can connect with the person on this side and the person on this side. And I'm like the radio in between, giving the messages and the stories. For anybody that doesn't believe in it, I can't help you. You'll realize it when you're on the other side. But I did die at 27. I did go to heaven, and I came back here by choice, which was pretty rare. So yeah, that's what I do.
Very, very interesting story. All right, June, if our audience wants to get in touch with you, learn more about your program, the upcoming cruise mastermind, how do they find you?
My website's very easy. It's just my name, juneedward.com. There are links to all of my books. There's a free webinar that people can go on and learn a little bit more about how energy works. They're interested in the Relationship Mastery Program. They're welcome to take the webinar as well, and then they can schedule a call with me, or they can schedule an appointment with me there as well.
Awesome. June, thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for tuning into Empower Her Money podcast. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe, share this podcast, and leave a review wherever you are tuning in.